ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 90th chapter and 48th verse. Jayati jananivaso devaki janmavado yaduvara parishad svaidorbhir Pirasyadnardadharmam Yaduvara Parishad Svairadobhir Asyan Adharmam Stirachara Virjana Ghana Stirachara Vigarag Viragna Sususmita Sumukhena Stirachara Vrujignagna Susmita Sri Mukhena. We'll do it slowly. Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam. We'll do slowly this time. Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishad Svaidorbhirasasad Annadharmam Stirachara Vrujinagna Susmita Sri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayam Kamadevam. We'll do it one more time. Try to do it nicely. Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishad Svairadobhir Asyanna Adharmam Stirachara Vrijinagna Susmita Sri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam. Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishad Svaidorbhir Asyanya Adharmam Stirachara Vrijinagna Susmita Sri Mukhena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardhayan Kamadevam. So I'll start translation immediately with long shloka. Jayati. eternally lives gloriously. Jananivasaha, he who lives among human beings like members of Yadu dynasty and is the ultimate resort of all living entities. Devaki Janmavadaha, known as the son of Devaki. Yaduvara Parishad, served by members of Yadu dynasty or the coward men of Vrindavan. Swai Dorbihi, by his own arms or by his devotees like Arjun, who are just like his two arms. Asyan, killing. Adharmam, demons or the impious. Sthirachara Vrujinagna, the destroyer of all the ill fortune of all living beings, moving or not moving. Susmita, always smiling. Sri Mukhena, by his beautiful face. Vrajapura Vanitanam, of the damsels of Vrindavan. Vardhayan, increasing. Kamadevam, the lusty desires. Lord Sri Krishna is he who is known as Jananivasa, the ultimate resort of all living entities. And who is also known as Devaki Nandana or Yashoda Nandana, the son of Devaki and Yashoda. He is the guide of the Yadu dynasty, and with his mighty arms he kills everything inauspicious, as well as every man who is impious. By his presence he destroys all things inauspicious for all living entities, moving and inert. His blissful smiling face is always increases the lusty desires of the gopis of Vrindavan. May he be all glorious and happy. Purport. The translation and the word meaning of this verse are taken from Srila Prabhupada's English rendering of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrut Madhya Leela 13.79. According to Sri La Vishwanatha Chakravarti, Srila Shukadeva Goswami has composed this beautiful verse to console those who lament the fact that Lord Krishna did not continue to manifest his intimate pastimes down to the present time. Here, Sri Shukadev reminds his listeners that the Lord is eternally present in this world, in his holy abode, in his name, and in the recitation of his glories. This idea is expressed by the word Jayati, is victorious, which is in the present tense rather than the past tense. Srila Prabhupada explains this verse as follows in Krishna book. Srila Shukadeva Goswami thus concludes his descriptions of the super exalted position of the Lord Krishna by glorifying him in the following way. O Lord Krishna, all glories unto you. You are present in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Therefore, you are known as Jananivasa, one who lives in everyone's heart. As confirmed in the Bhagavad-gita, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord, in his Paramatma feature, lives in everyone's heart. This does not mean, however, that Krishna has no separate existence as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Mayavadis philosophers accept the all-pervading feature of Parabrahman, but when under the control of material nature, but when Parabrahman, the Supreme Lord, appears, they think that he appears under the control of material nature. Because Lord Krishna appeared as the son of Devaki, the Mayavadi philosopher, they accept Krishna to be ordinary living entity who takes birth within the material world. Therefore, Sukadeva Goswami warns them Devaki Janmavadaha, which means that although Krishna is famous as son of Devaki, actually he is the super soul or the all-pervading supreme personality of Godhead. The devotees, however, take the word Devaki Janmavadaha in a different way. The devotees understand that actually Krishna was the son of Mother Yashoda. Although Krishna first of all appeared as son of Devaki, he immediately transferred himself to the lap of Mother Yashoda. His childhood pastimes were blissfully enjoyed by Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. This fact was also admitted by Vasudev himself when he met Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda at Kurukshetra. He admitted that Krishna Balaram were actually the sons of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Vasudev and Devaki were only their official father and mother. Very important point. Shukdev Goswami then glorifies the Lord as one who is honored by the Yaduvara Parishat, the assembly house of Yadu dynasty, and as the killer of different kinds of demons. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, would have killed all the demons by employing his different energies, material energies. But he wanted to kill them personally in order to give them salvation. There was no need of Krishna's coming to the material world to kill the demons. Simply by his will, many hundreds and thousands of demons could have been killed without his personal endeavor. But actually he descended for his pure devotees to play as a child with Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and to give pleasure to the inhabitants of Dwarka. By killing the demons and by giving protection to the devotees, Lord Krishna established the real religious principle, which is simply love of God. By following the factual religious principles of love of God, even the living entities known as Sthira Chara were also delivered from all material contamination and were transferred to the spiritual kingdom. Sthira means trees and plants who cannot move, and Chara means the moving animals, specific the cows. When Krishna was present, he delivered all the trees, monkeys, and other plants and animals who happened to see him, serve him in both Vrindavan and Dwarka. Lord Krishna is especially glorified for his giving pleasure to the gopis and the queens of Dwarka. Shukdev Goswami glorifies Lord Krishna for his enchanting smile, Susmita, by which he enchanted not only the gopis of Vrindavan but also the queens of Dwarka. The exact words used in this connection are Vardhayan Kamadevam. In Vrindavan as the boyfriend of many gopis and in Dwarka as the husband of many queens, Krishna increased their lusty desires to enjoy with him. For God realization or self-realization, one generally has to undergo severe austerities and penances for many, many thousands of years, and then it may be possible to realize God. But when the gopis and the queens of Dwarka, simply by enhancing their lusty desires to enjoy Krishna as their boyfriend or husband, received the highest of perfection, highest type of salvation. In this way, Srila Prabhupada wonderfully illuminates the meaning of the verse given by Shukdev Goswami, which summarizes Lord Krishna's pastimes. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. After reading such beautiful purport, there is no need to give class actually. I am thankful to Prajari Prabhu and Hemagiri Prabhu and my friends to invite me here. I am grateful for the most honorable opportunity to speak from Srimad Bhagavatam. That too, the last chapter of the 10th canto, the third last verse of the 10th canto, the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Devaki Janma Vadaha. Krishna as a son of Devaki, Krishna as a son of Yashoda. The whole purpose of speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukdev Goswami had the desire or the purpose to narrate Krishna's pastimes. Actually, the purpose was to glorify Krishna. That is why even Narad Muni told Vyasadeva to write Srimad Bhagavatam so that the devotees' charitra and Krishna charitra can be glorified. So the heart of Srimad Bhagavatam is 10th canto. And the heart of 10th canto is Rasa Panchadhyayi. Just to glorify Krishna, hear about Krishna, listen to Krishna's pastimes. So 9th cantos are there to prepare our heart to receive Krishna's charitra. Otherwise it becomes just a story. It doesn't touch our soul. It does not give us any realization. And 9th canto, Lord Ramchandra's charitra also is mentioned in few verses. In fact, there is a Ekak Shloki Ramayana in 9th canto. Why it is there even a little bit? Because without following the Maryada established by Lord Ram, one cannot understand the charitra of Krishna. We have to follow the rules and regulations established by Lord Ramchandra as Maryada Purushottam to understand the unlimited, inconceivable, achintya pastimes of Purna Purushottam Sri Krishna. So now this is 90th chapter. 90 chapters, I think longest canto in Srimad Bhagavatam. 90 chapters. And that too, Shukadeva Goswami had limited time. He didn't have unlimited time like Uddhav had when he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to his Krishna's queens. When Lord Shiva spoke Amar Katha to Parvati, or Vyasadeva spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife, or he spoke to Shukdev in the womb, or later on he taught Shukdev. Shukdev Maharaj had a limited time. So in the limited time also he told 90 adhyayas. Of course, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta, there are unlimited pastimes of the Lord which can't be contained in 90 chapters or 200 chapters or 500 chapters. But still, Shukdev Goswami has chosen the most beautiful pastimes, the most important pastimes, which cannot be missed. In the short time, he presented those. So let's come to some specific points which Prabhupada mentions in Krishna book. One word is Devaki Janma Vadaha. There's a very interesting thing given by Jiva Goswami in Gopal Champu, that Krishna was born to Devaki and Krishna was separately born to Yashoda also. Let's not go in that long detailed story, but Jiva Goswami mentions that Yashoda Devi conceived baby Krishna and Yogamaya together on the Kartik Purnima day in the beautiful pastime. And they lived together in the womb of Yashoda for 9 months and took birth in the Tritiya Charan of Rohini Nakshatra on the Ashtami of Shravan month, Vadya, Krishna Paksha. And Krishna, the 6 children were conceived by Devaki. They were killed by Kamsa. Then 7th child, Balramji Anantashesha, was conceived. And he was transferred from Devaki's womb by Yogamaya to Rohini's womb. And by the way, there was original Balaram in the womb of Rohini already. Because she was already pregnant when she was sent to Gokul by Vasudev due to the fear of Kamsa. So this Anantashesha personality from the womb of Devaki was transferred to the womb of Rohini, and he merged into the original Balram in the womb of Rohini. So there is an Aishwarya part which came from Devaki, There's a Madhurya part which is already there in the womb of Rohini. And for this service done by Yogamaya, Krishna promised her that you will become my sister. So when Yashoda conceived Krishna on Kartik Purnima, she also entered and she became his sister. And then when Krishna was born to Devaki, there are two stories and both are right because all the contradictions resolved in the personality of Godhead. One story is that in the Dvitiya, in the second charan of Rohini Nakshatra, Devaki gave birth to Krishna. That means Krishna appeared in the four-armed form, in the Vishnu form, to assure her. And they knew Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, although Vatsalya was there. And then Krishna instructed, Devaki first said, please come in the form of a baby, so I can breastfeed you. So Krishna said before that, yes, I will come, but immediately you have to transfer me to Gokul, Nanda Yashoda. So when one story says that in Tritiya Charan, when Krishna was born to Yashoda, he came in the Sukshma form by the carrier of Yogamaya and merged into the form which was baby form, which Devaki had given birth. And that form was carried by Vasudeva to Gokul and exchanged with the girl which was born to Yashoda in Gokul. And another story tells, explanation is that Yashoda Devi gave birth to Krishna and Yogamaya, a boy and a girl. But due to the Yogamaya's influence by the desire of Krishna, they fell asleep. Everybody fell asleep in Gokul. Also everybody fell asleep in Mathura also. So she didn't even know whom she delivered. One boy, one girl, two boys, two girls, or one person or two persons, they didn't know. So by the will of the Lord. So when Vasudeva came with the boy crossing Jamuna, he had Devaki Krishna. And he kept Devaki Krishna next to Yashoda Krishna, and Devaki Krishna merged in Yashoda Krishna to become one. And the two remained, boy and a girl. Then he picked up the girl and again crossed Jamuna and went back. So this is the beautiful mystery of Krishna's birth. And when immediately after that, when Nanda Maharaj went to Mathura to pay taxes to Kamsa, a very interesting thing happened. Vasudeva is thinking that the two boys which are there with Nanda Maharaj, they are my children, but he does not know. And Nanda Maharaj is thinking that these are two my children, but Vasudeva doesn't know. And both are trying to keep it secret from each other. And both thought that he is in ignorance, and he thought he is in ignorance. But the truth is, they were the sons of Yashoda, and they were sons of Vasudeva also. So, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says, welcome to the world of confusion. Because Krishna's pastimes are transcendental. They are always manifested by the internal potency of the Lord. It is not by the external Mahamaya potency of the Lord. So, what to speak of Vasudeva knowing everything, or what to speak of Nanda Maharaj knowing everything? Krishna is the knower of everything. But he also says, I don't know everything about myself. And Brahma also says, the more I know you, I come to know that I don't know you. The more I come to know about details about you, the more I come to the realization that I don't know you. You are so unlimited. And Krishna also looking in the mirror in Gokul is thinking, how beautiful. He also cannot fathom his own beauty because this is unlimited. So he knows everything, but still does not know so many things. And he enjoys this so-called ignorance and enjoys this knowledge also. That is why he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they never thought that is Devaki Vasudeva. And one interesting thing Prabhupada mentions here that Vasudeva knew that he put the baby which Devaki gave birth, he put the baby in Gokul. So it is his baby. And they both of them came back after Kamsa was killed. Kamsa was killed when they came there, Krishna killed. And then they met Devaki and Vasudev and bowed down to them. And that time another Maya came into action. That is called Jagan Mohini Maya. Because Krishna Balaram were expecting their mother and father should embrace them, should caress them, should smell their foreheads, take them in the arms, love them like babies. But the mother and father thinking, these grown up two boys are Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can we just embrace them? So they are bowing down, they are embarrassed. And Krishna is feeling, what is this? I have come all the way here to Mathura to experience Vatsalya from Devaki and Vasudeva, my mother and father. So how to solve the mystery now? So Krishna applied his Jagan Mohini Maya. There is a shloka in Bhagavatam. By applying Jagan Mohini Maya over Vasudeva and Devaki, he made them forget for some time that we too are Supreme Personality of Godhead. As soon as that happened, immediately they bowed down. I mean, they got down, they lifted two children and they embraced them turn by turn, kissed them, caressed them, smelled their forehead, their hair. So even to enjoy pure rasa of love, there has to be deleting the knowledge of Krishna being Supreme Lord. There is a pleasure in knowing Krishna as Supreme Lord and relating them to them, Krishna Balaram, like that. But there is much higher and deeper and intense experience when you relate to Krishna Balaram without knowing that they are Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is why the pleasures and rasas experienced by Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Prabhavati, Upananda, Abhinanda, Sunanda, Nandan, all Brajvasis, they were much higher than the pleasures experienced by Mathura Vasis and Dwarka Vasis and Hastinapur Vasis. All of them loved the Lord. But the intensity and the depth and the transcendence of that love was all different. Because spiritual world is full of variety. There is no monotonous nature of love in spiritual world. What to speak of spiritual world? In the material world also, in the ashram also, you love people differently and you have different kind of relationship with every devotee whom you interact. Inside the temple, outside the temple, everywhere. There's so much of variety of loving experiences amongst devotees. And this is a conditioned material world. What to speak of spiritual world? Everything is pure. So there is Aishwarya, there is Madhurya. SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple Bhagavan ki jai. That is why there is no boredom in spiritual world. Spiritual world is always enchanting, enlivening. There is no monotonous, boring nature in spiritual world. Each and every moment is a new happiness. Each and every moment is new Krishna and new beauty. One of the name of Krishna is Adrishta. Adrishta means nobody has seen him. But everybody is seeing him in Golok Vrindavan. So what is the meaning of the Adrishta? Is that today what you are seeing Krishna's beauty, you have not seen it before. What you are seeing today is the first time. And tomorrow what you see is the first time. So you have not seen him. You see him only once. And that too, every moment it is changing. So every moment you are seeing new Krishna. Every moment you are seeing new Rasa Bihari Bhagwan, new Radharani. But for that we need to have pure heart. Heart which is simple, humble, grateful and pure. When that happens, then you can see this ever-changing, ever-growing, ever-beautiful, transcendental beauty of Krishna. Next is Yaduvara Parishad, second word Prabhupada explains. He was honored by the Parishad, the congregation of Yadus, because he was leader of Yadus, he was guide of Yadus. He led them, although he did not assume the position of king of Dwarka, he gave that position to Ugrasena. But he remained the main source of guidance to all the Dwarka Vasis. Now, few things I would like to tell you about Dwarka, which in 10th canto, 90th chapter, and also Prabhupada's descriptions, they mention that Krishna's family was huge, unlimitedly huge. For example, Krishna had, I'm talking about personal now, his own close family. He had 16,108 wives. Each wife had 10 sons. That means how many? Tell me. 1,61,080. And he had one daughter from each wife. So 16,108 girls. Total is 1,77,188. This is Krishna's intimate, immediate family. Then each son of Krishna gave birth to 10 sons and one daughter. So that goes to 16 lakhs 10,800 sons and 1,61,080 daughters. This is Krishna's what, level 1, level 2 family. Another thing is Ugrasena employed, listen very carefully, 30 crore 28 lakh teachers to teach the Yadus. Because there were not only Krishna's family members, there was Akrura, there were Uddhava, there were so many Yadus. There were so many Yadus because Krishna had so many aunties, they had so many sons, and they had so many grandsons and granddaughters and their wives and their children. So all these formed trillions of Yadus. And to teach the only children of Yadus, including Krishna's children, Ugrasen had to employ 30 crores, 28 lakh teachers. And it is said that Ugrasena was personally served by 30 trillion servants. I don't know how he would be getting served by them. That is why Krishna's Leelas are inconceivable. Especially in Dwarka, it is Aishwarya Leela. So when he is exhibiting his Aishwarya, that also is unlimited. And when he is exhibiting his Madhurya in Vrindavan, that also is unlimited. Madhurya is more deep and subtle, and Aishwarya is little bit grosser and visible. Both are inconceivable, achintya. That is Krishna's opulence. Nobody can match Krishna's opulence. Then third point Prabhupada mentions, Krishna does not need to come to kill the demons. There are 20 Shaktis who are also personified Devis, beginning from Purnamasi, 5 rivers, Yamuna, Ganga, Saraswati, then Devaki, Rukmini, and Kunti. There are many Shaktis. They are personified people, Devis, and they also have roles to play in Krishna's pastimes. But independently, as the management of the universe, they do lot of activities. Parascha Shaktir Vividhaiva Suyate. And they are so powerful that, in Krishna Lila, when Yogamaya was born as baby, he was brought back by Vasudeva to Mathura, and she cried, and Kamsa came and he lifted the small baby to smash her against the stone. What happened? Suddenly she grew into 8-armed Devi with 8 weapons. And even only by her presence, she didn't fight with Kamsa or harmed him. She didn't harm him. She just spoke something. And the mighty Kamsa, who had defeated all the demons of the universe, was scared. He came down to knees. He suddenly became repentful. This is one Shakti of Krishna. And there are 20 Shaktis of Krishna. If she wanted, she could have killed Kamsa there only. But that was not written in the script written by Brahma, Vidhata. Krishna was going to kill him. So, Hanuman could have also killed Ravan. But Hanuman did not kill Ravan because it was meant for Ram to kill. Brahma had come and told Raghu Raja also that Raghu Raja, you don't kill Ravan. Ram is going to come. The Lord is going to come. That is written. Vidhata has written Vidhi Vidhan. The point I am trying to make here that any of the Shakti of Krishna can kill any of the demon. Krishna does not have to come down to do this activity. But he comes down for 2 reasons. One is, personally he wants to kill them because he is very kind and compassionate. He wants to deliver all of them. It is so important to understand that Sthira and Chara. Sthira means the trees. That is called Padapa. They don't move. They are only at one place. Take food from their feet. They are called Padapa. And there is Chara. That means all the living entities which are moving. The fish, the birds, the human beings, the mammals, all kinds of moving. When Prabhupada mentions especially the cows. All of them who saw Krishna in Gokul or Dwarka, also all of them who saw him in Kurukshetra. In Kurukshetra, in Hastinapur, in the battlefield, whoever saw him, everybody was delivered. In front of Krishna, whoever died in anybody's hands, they got Sayujya Mukti. And those who saw him in Dwarka, they got liberation in Dwarka. Those who saw him in Gokul, in Vrindavan, in Nandagaon, Varsana, they got Madhurya liberation. The residents in Golok Vrindavan, not any kinds of mukti. They got a situation where they enjoyed the ultimate loving sentiment, loving relationship with Krishna. That cannot match in Sayujya, Sarupya, Samipya, Sarloki, Salokya, Sarshti, nothing it can match. So the point is that he came down to do all these things so that he can deliver everybody. So it is explained that when Krishna was on the planet, and whoever saw Krishna, everybody got freed from the cycle of birth and death, and different people got different kind of liberation as per their bhava which they had with Krishna. Now next point Prabhupada makes that Vardhayan Kamadevam. It is explained that the yogis who are performing tapasya for sometimes years after years, there are Himalayas, there are yogis today also who are 1000-year-old, 800 years old. They don't come in public, they are there. People who know them, they go and meet them also. And sometimes you take birth after birth after birth. Bahunam janmanam ante. Jnanavan mam prapadman. You become jnanavan after many lifetimes of cultivation of knowledge. To come to know that Vasudevam sarvamiti. What happens after so many lifetimes? You just come to know that Vasudeva is everything. But that knowledge, that realization is actually of no use. Why is that? Because there is education, knowledge and realization of Krishna as Supreme Lord, and all in all, doesn't take you anywhere. You can still be a karmi after knowing all these things. You can still go on with sense gratification. You still go on and attempt with the enjoying the material world. What makes difference is that after realization of Krishna, you develop a relationship with him. You serve him with your senses and go deeper into his relationship. And then make him reciprocate with you in love. And that experience is something different than only realization of the Lord, as Sarvamiti. So we, by the grace of Prabhupada, are taught not to just be happy in achieving knowledge. We are taught by Prabhupada to learn to develop relationship with the Lord, to serve him, to serve his devotees, to develop friendship with his devotees, develop love for his devotees, and thus develop love for him. And then he will reciprocate to your loving endeavors, and that will give you the ultimate realization, love of God. So Prabhupada also mentions that Sri Krishna came actually to establish the ultimate religion, Prema Pumarto Mahan, not Dharma Artha Kama Moksha, the Panchama Purushartha, Prema Pumarto Mahan. To give that, Krishna came. Krishna doesn't have to come for Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya Dushkrutam, Dharma Samstapana. This can be done by anybody else. One great devotee can be sent to establish Dharma. But he comes to do even killing of demons, to save the devotees and to establish Dharma which is lost, Dharmasya Glanir. Through that, when he is doing that, he wants to establish and propagate the love, the Prema Dharma, the ultimate Dharma. Actually, he wants to involve everybody in Prema with him. But we have different approaches, different attitudes. That's why everybody does not get Prema. But those who want Prema is available. Krishna is very much willing, more than us, to give us Prema than what we want. The intensity of desire that we want and we have to develop love for the Lord, Krishna has much more intense desire to give you the love in front of your desire to have that love. Now, the gopis did not go to do tapasya. The cows in Vrindavan did not go to tapasya. The Gwalbal, cowherd boys, did not go to tapasya. They were simply milking cows herding cows, cleaning cows, collecting cow dung, making cow dung paddies, cakes, cooking, feeding Krishna, doing manthan of dahi, producing butter, feeding Krishna, caressing him, loving him, walking with him in the forest, dancing with him in the night. So, Kamad Gopyaha, everybody had different way of achieving Krishna. Vardhayan Kamadevam means by looking at Krishna, by giving darshan, Krishna invigorated them with increasing lusty desires to enjoy with him. Same thing with gopis in Vrindavan and same thing with the queens of Dwarka. In fact, the gopis of Vrindavan only became queens of Dwarka. Krishna couldn't have survived in Dwarka if Radharani, Lalita, Vishaka and other gopis wouldn't have manifested them as his wives in Dwarka. He couldn't have survived there. Because they expanded in Aishwarya Bhav in Dwarka as his queens. But in both the places, by looking at Susmita, the ever-smiling, beautiful face of the Lord, Mukha Kamala of the Lord, they developed increasing desire in Gokul and in Dwarka to enjoy with him. They did not open scriptures and started studying Vedanta or do austerities and tapa. They simply wanted the Nanda Gopa Sutta, the son of Nanda Maharaj, as their husband in Vrindavan and in Dwarka also. In Dwarka they had, in Vrindavan they had and they did not have also. Simultaneously they enjoyed Swakiya and Parkiya. But the point is that Krishna simply by increasing their lusty desires made himself available to the gopis and the queens of Dwarka. Generally in the material world, by having lusty desires or increasing lusty desires, we go away from Krishna. Because the object is not Krishna. If the object is Krishna of any of our activity, including lusty activity, lusty desires, then that lusty desire for Krishna will purify us, will take us closer to Krishna, not take us away from Krishna. But artificially we cannot imitate this kind of desires with Krishna unless our heart is very pure and selfless. Because when they develop desire to enjoy with Krishna, the item, the object, the purpose was to please him, not to please their own selves. That is the most important thing. They may be appearing to be dancing with Krishna in Rasa Leela, or they may be with Krishna in Dwarka palaces individually, in 16,108 palaces. But in all the relationship that they had with Krishna, there was no desire to enjoy. There was always desire to please him and give him the enjoyment. That is the most important turning different point. If we want to really attain Krishna, then we have to give up the desire to enjoy, either with Krishna or separate from Krishna. Yes, first we will give up desire to enjoy separate from Krishna. But then we have desire to enjoy with Krishna. Still it is not perfection. When we give up the desire to enjoy with Krishna also and simply live to act to give pleasure to Krishna all the time, incessantly, uninterruptedly, then the real happiness comes to you. Then the perfection comes to you. Now we will, okay, so Kamad Gopyaha. What is another activity? Bhay, fear. So our scriptures explain, Bhayat Kamsaha. Simply by being fearful, being scared of Krishna, Kamsa attained liberation. Although his liberation was different, but he attained liberation. He did not come back again to take birth in the material world. So Kamad Gopyaha, Bhayat Kamsaha. And there is another emotion. In the beginning we were studying, we were thinking that all the lust, anger, greed, everything can be used in service to Krishna, but envy cannot be used in service to Krishna. Envy has to be given up. But then further we came into our studies, that Dveshyat Chedyaha. Even by doing Dvesha, by hating Krishna, Chedya, Chediraj, Shishupal attained perfection. Although different kind of perfection, but he attained perfection. And mercifully Krishna killed him personally by his own Sudarshan Chakra in the assembly of Yudhishthira Maharaj, Rajasuya Yagya. So even by constantly, he was envious of Krishna right from the moment one of his birth. Not after 5 years of his, when he came to Kaumara Avastha, he developed that dvesha in the heart for Krishna. It is said he was envious of Krishna right from the moment one he was born in the lap of his mother. But still, by that consistent, incessant, uninterrupted envy, he attained Krishna in a different way. But the highest type of liberation is simply loving Krishna as boyfriend or husband. It was attained by the gopis and the queens of Dwarka. Let us discuss about one special note, which is about Krishna's wives in Dwarka. There were 16,108 palaces. The queens used to get immersed in the thoughts of Krishna while being with Krishna, while serving Krishna, while staying with him, by performing individual activities with Krishna in their own palace. Narad Muni also came to see that. He witnessed and he convinced himself that he is in every palace. Okay? But the love for the love of the queens of Krishna was so intense that they used to get immersed. They used to lose their awareness of physical existence. Sometimes they used to become stabda, wordless, stunned, stabda vikar. Sometimes in that stabda condition they would have incoherent talks. They will talk irrelevant things. Sometimes even in presence of Krishna, they will suffer the feelings of separation from Krishna. In Rupa Goswami's Nectar of Devotion, it is explained, Prema Vaichitrya, Vichitrata in Prem. You have your beloved with you, but still you feel he is not with you. In Prem Sarovar, same thing happened. Krishna is right in front of Radharani, but Radharani is crying because he thought Krishna is gone. Madhu has gone. Madhu Mangal said Madhu has gone, so she thought Krishna is gone. So she started crying. And Krishna is telling, I am in front of you, but still she is crying. This is called Prema Vaichitriya. This Prema Vaichitriya was experienced by queens of Dwarka also. Even in the presence of Krishna, they will suffer the pains of Viraha in Dwarka. In that mood, they will sing songs of separation. And that is glorified as Mahishi Gita in the 10th canto, in Dwarka Leela. The gopis sang Venu Gita, Gopi Gita, right? Also endowed with moods of separation. But even the queens of Dwarka also sang Mahishi Gita, which is endowed with presence of Krishna, but feelings of separation from Krishna. In that mood of Prema Vaichitriya, what the queens of Krishna would do? They would talk to birds. They would talk to the ocean. They would talk to the moon, Chandrama. They will talk to cuckoo birds. They will talk to mountains. They will talk to rivers. Which river was there in Dwarka? Gomati river, one of the rivers. And the queens of Dwarka would speak to Rajahamsas, the swans. This is their way of expression of their love for Krishna. Now, Prabhupada also explains, and in the chapter also it is explained, that there were unlimited yadus, and one Akshavani of that was called Narayani Sena. And they were invincible, indefeatable, not killable by anybody. And they were taken by Duryodhan. They thought that if this army, any one of the army is not to be killed by anybody, nobody can kill them. So I will be victorious because my other party will be killed, but they will not be killed, so they will kill others who are alive. This was the material calculation of Duryodhana. So Krishna said, either me alone without weapons or my army. So Duryodhana said, so Krishna said, he is a younger brother, so he has to ask first. He has a right to ask first. So he said, no Krishna, I don't want your army. I want yourself. But Arjuna, I am not going to raise any weapons or fight with you, along with you. No, even if you don't raise any weapons, you don't do anything, just become my Sarati. So Duryodhana thought, how foolish Arjuna is. What this Nihatta, weaponless Krishna will do. What is the use of this weaponless Krishna? So he said, okay, you are my younger brother, so you take whatever you want. You please yourself, be satisfied. If you don't want that Sena, I will take. And he was laughing inside his mind. And then what happened? The army of Yadus, nobody got killed. And Krishna did not lift any weapon. Still Pandavas won. Now this one Akshauhini Sainya is remaining. And now when Krishna is winding up his pastimes, they are all thinking that Krishna is thinking how to wind up. So Krishna went to Mathura to kill Dantavakra in the name of killing Dantavakra. And after killing Dantavakra, he entered Mathura. He met all the Brajavasis, mother, father, gopis, coward boys, cows, everybody, all the Brajavasis, all the birds, everybody was Brajavasi. All of them he met, spent some time with them, did some Ras Leela, and took everybody back home, back to Godhead. He dropped them back to Godhead, again came back to Dwarka. And he brought everybody, Dwarkavasis, back to Prabhasa Kshetra, out of Dwarka, performed the yajna there under the leadership of Vasudeva. And then after that, the Yadus thought, let us find out who was the more chivalrous person, who did more chivalry. Kaun veer tha. And everybody thought, I did this, I did that. And in that, they drank the wine made of rice. And they got intoxicated. And they got angry. And they fought with each other. They lifted and plucked out that grass, which was growing out of the Shila that came out of the womb of Samba. The stomach of Samba. That grew up as those weapons. The grass itself was so sharp that by touching the necks of the Yadus, they all were killed one after another. So all the Yadus were sent back to Godhead. Then Balramji left this world. Then Krishna also left this world. But in the whole process, one Yadu remained. That is Vajranabha. So one reason is given that Vajranabha was still in the womb of his mother. Then all this happened. So he was not the party to the fratricidal war that happened in Dwarka, in Prabhasa Kshetra. So Vajranabha is the great grandson of Krishna. Krishna's son is Rukmini, who married with the daughter of Rukmi. Then, Rukmini gave birth to Pradyumna. Pradyumna gave birth to Aniruddha. Aniruddha married with Usha and gave birth to Vajranabha. And when Krishna left this material world in Dwarka at Bhalka Kshetra, before that he had told Uddhava and he had told Parikshit Maharaj and he had told Vajranabha many things. Uddhava wanted to go back with him. He met him in seclusion. Krishna, you performed this yajna out of Mathura. You could have performed this yajna in Mathura only. Which place can be more purer than Mathura, because you are present over there. But still you are taking people out of Mathura and doing yajna in Prabhas Kshetra. Are you leaving this material world? Are you winding up your pastimes in the material world? Krishna said yes. And he was very much aggrieved. He said, Krishna, take me anywhere. Wherever you go, please take me with you. I can't stay without you. So Krishna spoke Uddhav-gita. He pacified him. He had only 2 ghadis, 48 minutes to tell Arjun the Bhagavad-gita. But for Uddhava, he had unlimited time. So 11th canto, full is Uddhav-gita. Similar knowledge, but very elaborately given. And then he said, you have seva. You cannot come with me. What is your seva? Krishna said, my wives will be very much aggrieved when I will pass away. Yadu dynasty has passed away. I will also leave. And they will be very much aggrieved. They will cry like anything. You have to deliver them back to Godhead. Then he told Parikshit Maharaj, when I will go, my wives will be crying. So you and Vajranabha, please take them to Vrindavan and make them meet Yamuna. And he told Parikshit Maharaj that when I will leave, already the Vrindavan Dham is empty because I have taken all the Brajvasis back home, back to Godhead. But you make, O Parikshit, you make Vajranabha the king of Mathura, king of Vrindavan Dham. Then he met Vajranabha and told that you renovate my dham, mere dham ko savarna. You re-establish my pastime places by developing the forest where I perform pastimes, by resurrecting and renovating the ponds where I perform pastimes, by creating new ponds, by maintaining old ponds, and establishing my deities. So one, Sar and Vigraha. On these 3 levels, please re-establish my dham. So when Krishna left this world, Parikshit Maharaj and Vajranab brought 16,108 crying wives to Vrindavan. Uddhava had gone back to Vrindavan at the banks of Kusum Sarovar, performed tapasya and had become the blade of grass, Gulmalata, and he was residing there. The queens met Yamuna. Yamuna is also one of the co-wives of the queens of Krishna. But she was like blooming with great waves, like high tide. So the crying queens asked, "You are also co-wife of Krishna, you are also our co-wife. How are you happy and we are unhappy?" So she said that I am a Brijvasi wife of Krishna. And I am the expansion of Radharani. But the secret of my happiness, although I have lost my husband, will be told to you by Uddhava in Kusum Sarovar. Please go there. So the queens were taken by by Vajranab and Parikshit to the banks of Kusum Sarovar. There the queens performed Harinam Sankirtan. The names of their husband, they chanted with so much of love and separation. You can imagine the power of that Sankirtan, how powerful it must have been when the queens are already in separation from Krishna and they are crying out the names of Krishna. The power of the Kirtan of the queens of Krishna was so great that Uddhava, who was in the form of blade of grass, appeared as human being. And then the next 30 days, Uddhav spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to the wives of Krishna. And the fact is that moment he uttered the first word of Bhagavatam, all the misery of the wives of Krishna were mitigated. What was their misery? They were feeling separation from Krishna, they were missing Krishna. And as soon as they heard the first line, first word of Bhagavatam, they were very happy. Why? Because Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. This is the proof of that. So from the first word, first verse onwards till the end of 30 days of Bhagavatam, the queens of Dwarka never had any sorrow or any feelings of separation or sorrow because of missing Krishna. Because they were already with Krishna all the time through the words of Srimad Bhagavatam spoken by Uddhava. In the 10th canto, they experienced themselves, they saw their own pastime because Uddhava's Bhagavatam speaking was not like only words. By the pure heart of Uddhava, by the love of Uddhava, they were hearing his words, but they were seeing video, live realization, drishtanta of the all pastimes of devotees of Krishna and Krishna's own life also. So that's why it is said, today we are seeing in YouTube, in video, in many other digital forms, but nothing can match the narrations of Shukadeva Goswami, narrations of Uddhava, narrations of Vyasadeva, or Lord Shiva to Parvati. Because that has love and realization. So what video cannot give, the Srimad Bhagavatam can give you. Anyway, so at the end of 12th canto, all the wives, they merged in their original forms and went back to Dwarka in the spiritual world. And then Vajranab had his own mission to re-establish Braj Bhumi. So what he did, he went to Vrindavan. He saw nobody was there. Everything is empty. All the forest, everybody, nobody is there. But he found one person living there. Who was that person? Shandilya Muni, who was the Kula Purohit of Nanda Maharaj. Wherever Nanda Maharaj traveled, he also traveled with him. He came to Gokul. They were in the beginning with Parjanya Maharaj in Nandagaon, Prem Tadak Tirtha, Shunnahar Tirtha. He was there. When they came to Gokul, he was there. When they went back to Nandagaon, he was there. Every time Nandagaon, he was moving. Shandilya Muni also went to meet Pandavas in the first Vanavas in Kamyavan. So Shandilya Muni, by his Trikaladarshi realization, he knew that Krishna's desire, that Vajrana will come and re-establish. So he was meditating there alone on Krishna's pastimes. So Vajranab entered his cave and inquired, how do I renovate and re-establish Braj Bhumi? The Shandilya Muni came out of his hut, kuti, and took him by hand to every holy place of Vrindavan Dham and narrated to him all the pastimes of the Lord, showed the places where pastime took place. That is called as Braj Bhagavat, spoken by Shandilya Muni to Vajranab. And with the guidance of Shandilya Muni, Vajranab established Vrindavan Dham. There were some ponds which were there before Krishna's existence, Krishna's appearance. There were some ponds at Radhakund, Vimalkund. They were created in Krishna's presence. Krishna created them. And there are some ponds which were not created when Krishna was there, but Vajranab created after Krishna left this world. For example, Motikund and Ratnakund in Nandagaon and Dabhara. They were not there before when Krishna planted the pearls and Radharani planted the pearls in Dabhara. But Vajranab created them. Many, many ponds to commemorate as a memorial of Krishna's pastimes. So we are very grateful to Vajranab. Because Vajranab is the first renovator of Brajbhumi. Then of course our Acharyas came, our Goswamis came, Narayan Bhatta Goswami came, many other Goswamis came. And they revealed many holy places. Time and again the holy place, Vrindavan Dham, unmanifest and manifest, unmanifest and manifest. Radharani's Vigraha also got unmanifested. Then Narayan Bhatta Goswami revealed. Vajranab created original deities, Madan Mohan, Govind, Gopinath, Ladli Lal, 4 Mahadevas, and so many deities, Garud Govind, Govinda, so many ancient deities Vajranab created. Dauji, 6 feet 6 inches in Baldev, south petal of Vrindavan. So 4 Devas he created, Hari Dev, Govinda Dev, Keshav Dev, Baldev. 4 Devis he created, 4 Mahadevs he created, and special deities like Garud Govinda, Ladli Lal, and Revati Balram in Uchagaon. So many deities he created. So we are very grateful to these people because they are the ones who are giving us the experience of Krishna's presence even today. If there was only dust everywhere for 84 kroshas, 168 square miles, then what will happen? We don't do anything. We don't understand anything. Now also there are many ponds. We don't know the lila behind it. But sadhus, the rishis, the realized souls, they get drishtanta and they reveal the holy places again and again. And last, in the conclusion of this chapter, Shukdev ji is saying, Krishna reduced the Mahima of Ganga and all the holy places by appearing, by appearing in the material world. Yan nama amangalagna Shrutamata Gatitam, in 47th verse, the previous verse, yesterday maybe you have read. It is explained that Krishna Nama, Yan Nama, his name, and his katha, Amangalagna, Agna means to destroy, Amangala means all inauspicious. How? Shrutamata Gatidam, when you hear the glories of Krishna, the katha of Krishna, and you hear the name of Krishna and chant the name of Krishna, by doing only this, all the inauspiciousness will be destroyed. And you don't need to go to any holy places or holy rivers or holy ponds. All the holy places, rivers and ponds and oceans, whatever is holy, mountains, all scriptures, all Vedas, all Puranas, all Upanishads, all holy people like Narad Muni, Agastya Muni, Vasishta Muni, Angira Muni, you name them. All of them will appear where there is discussion of Krishna Katha. You can be in one river at one time, but you can be in all rivers, all ponds, all mountains at one time by sitting in the assembly of Krishna Katha. When Krishna Katha is being narrated and you are there, right now, all of us are taking simultaneous baths in all the holy places and visiting and darshan of all the deities and having association of all the sages like Narad Muni at one time in one place. So, yan nama amangalagna shrutamata gatidam. One does not need to go to rivers or tirthas. Simply by chanting the holy name and hearing the glories of Krishna can do everything that is needful in our life over here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, if there are any questions, you are most welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you very much.
You have mentioned one word, Jagan Mohini Maya.
Jagan Mohini Maya, yes.
Is it Yoga Maya or it's different?
This is one of the part of Yoga Maya. If you read the prasanga of Krishna Balaram's meeting with his father and mother in Mathura after killing Kamsa, there is one verse which mentions this word Jagan Mohini, clear cut. So this Jagan Mohini Maya is especially that Maya which eradicates the knowledge that Krishna is Supreme God in your brain, in our brain, or anybody's brain. So Krishna uses this Jagan Mohini Maya to delete this knowledge about Krishna being the Lord from all Brajvasi's brains. So love remains, knowledge goes away that he is Lord, and pure love exchanges take place. So this all the Brajvasis in Vrindavan Dham are under the spell of Jagan Mohini Maya. That is why they don't know that Krishna is the Lord. Or sometimes they come to know, they forget immediately. It's like vapor, immediately they forget. Oh, he opens the mouth, she remembers, he forgets. He lifts the Govardhan, they think that he may be Lord, immediately they forget. Krishna smiles, they forget everything. Krishna cries and runs in the Shuddha's lap, she forgets everything. Jagan Mohini Maya. Hare Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada explains in third canto Bhagavatam, Tataschanya Naralokavira Yadahave Krishna Mukaravindam Netrai Pibante Nayanabhiramam. That verse, Prabhupada explains that all the cynics who have appreciated beauty of Krishna, they have attained love for Krishna.
All what to say?
All those cynics,
Scientists. Okay.
soldiers, all the soldiers,
And all the soldiers in the war.
yeah, all the soldiers who have seen Krishna for the first time,
Yes, Prabhuji.
and they immediately, when they appreciated Krishna's beauty, they developed a love for Krishna. Those people, they got Sarupya Mukti.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And those soldiers who are remained neutral, did not appreciate Krishna's beauty, they have attained Sahajya Mukti.
They merged in the body of Krishna. This is
Yeah.
also mentioned by Prabhupada. So every time we have to understand that the personal feelings about Krishna is important. Krishna's face, appreciating his beauty, his words. Or they developed hatred for Krishna, they didn't like Krishna. These are personal feelings, right? With people, with Krishna as a person. So as per their positive, negative feelings, they attain different kinds of liberation. But the point here is that whoever saw Krishna positively or negatively, they attain liberation.
Yeah, in the 10th canto, 12th chapter, Vishwanath Jagatakur comments that when Krishna appeared, he released the ocean of mercy,
Yes.
flood of mercy. Whoever came in touch with that flood of mercy,
Got
they all
mesmerized.
attained perfection. But all those people who have come in contact with Krishna, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in Chaitanya Bhagavat, that Dhobi, he performed tapasya for 10 million years.
To see Krishna.
That's why he got that mulakat.
Darshan of Krishna.
But
but he was
he was so
foolish
foolish.
enough to not appreciate.
Yeah.
So we may have done a lot of hard work to attain something, but after attaining that, there's no guarantee that you will appreciate what you attained. So that's why we need satsang. Satsang, we are inspired to appreciate what we are getting. Yes, Prabhuji. You please see the time. I am okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderfully
Prabhuji.
reciting
Prabhuji, thank you very much.
wonderful pastimes, taking us to Vrindavan Dham and history of how this Vrindavan Dham re-established. So, very two small questions. One, you mentioned that how when Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev met, after when Nanda Maharaj went for giving taxes to Kamsa, so they
Little louder,
both
please, volume.
both have this confusion, or both are in considering other is ignorance.
Don't know.
Yeah, that Krishna Balaram is my son, like that. Which is like Nanda Maharaj, Vasudev considering that Nanda Maharaj's son, both Krishna Balaram,
Are my sons.
are my sons. But how Nanda Maharaj can consider Krishna Balaram as son? Krishna, okay, but Balaram, so he knows Rohini is the wife of Vasudev, and the son born from Moni, Balaram is like son of Vasudev.
This is bhav, Prabhuji. This is not technical. When Balramji was born, Nanda Maharaj treated him exactly like his son. All the celebrations, giving gifts to Rohini, Alankar to Rohini, the celebration of Balram's birth, it was as much as Krishna's birth. So Vasudev is addressing that he is like your son only, although they are They are my children, but you are treating them as Balramji and Krishna. Nanda Maharaj Yashoda never differentiated. Although Krishna was the dearest darling of everybody, but still, when it came to Krishna Balram, they never differentiated. So it is matter of like, I also say many times, oh, she's my daughter. Although she is not my daughter, but it is the bhav that we express. And even the girl or a boy also may say, oh, Prabhuji, you are like my father. I treat you after my father, you are my father. So technically it is not true, but in bhava it is true. When there is sentiment of that particular love, it is a fact, because finally what you feel, what you experience is a reality actually, right? What you perceive is a reality. What you technically argue or not argue is not the reality. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, in lecture means the statements like all the queens in the Dwarka were actually the gopis of the Vrindavana, because otherwise Krishna could not survive there. So, means these statements little bit difficult to understand.
You read Gopal Champu,
Yes.
you read Govind Lilamrita, you will come to know.
How? I am asking just that because we also glorify Krishna, his 6 opulences, the renunciation that he left Vrindavana. We also glorify the Krishna's renunciation that he left Vrindavana, all the loves of the Vrajavasis, just to continue his further pastimes. So, how both can...
There is one secret I'll tell you to answer your question. Devaki Krishna came from Mathura, merged in the Yashoda Krishna. So Yashoda Krishna has Devaki Krishna also. That means Aishwarya and Madhurya. Madhurya he is exhibiting while he is in Gokul or Vrindavan Dham. When Akrura came to take Krishna Balram to Mathura, there's something very intense thing happened. He went to take bath in Brahmaradha, that is Akrur Ghat, and he saw Krishna Balram as Anantashesha and Vishnu in the water. He saw Krishna underwater as Vishnu, he saw Balram as Anantashesha. He came out and saw they were on the chariot. Again he went underwater, he saw Anantashesha and Vishnu. So that Acharyas explain that Krishna now is going to begin his Aishwarya pastimes from this point onwards. So the Devaki Krishna part of Krishna left physically to Mathura, and the Yashoda Krishna part of Krishna entered the hearts of all Brijvasis to give them Vipralamba experience. So who killed Krishna, Kamsa, is Devaki Krishna, Aishwarya Krishna. And all the other pastimes that took place after that, Jarasandha, Kalayavana, Muchukunda, all those things, there was the Aishwarya Krishna, Dwarka Krishna. And Braj Krishna, Yashoda Krishna, he never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam padam ekam na gacchati. That is also true, na? So he lived in the hearts of Krishna. And at one time Uddhav came and he saw gopis in separation. He came back to Dwarka and he said, how you are so cruel? You left them and you came here. And Krishna said, wait a minute. And he exhibited a form. Actually it is two types. He exhibited a form where Radha Krishna were together. That Ras Bihari form is in Nandagaon, just below the Nandagaon temple, where Krishna showed Uddhava the form of Radha and Krishna together, half Radha, half Krishna. Then he took him out of the palace and showed him one tree, and in that tree, Uddhav saw Krishna, all the coward boys, all the gopis, Mother Yashoda, everybody, Vatsalya, Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, everybody was there in that tree. And he said, you may think I am not with them, but we are never separate. And again when Uddhava went to Vrindavan back, the gopis said, you think we are in separation from Krishna? So gopis also manifested instant Krishna's presence over there. This is Leela of the Lord. Very difficult to understand. But Lord is there and not there also at the same time.
So means this statement we can speak that Krishna could not survive without them.
So externally as Dwarkadhish Krishna, he wouldn't have survived if there was no tinge of Braj Bhumi in that. In warfare also of Kurukshetra, what we named as our deities in the Delhi? Radha, Partharathi. What is the connection of Radha in Kurukshetra war with Parthasarathi Krishna? It's absurd, na? But as Parthasarathi Krishna in the warfare, in the middle of the killings of people, the noise and everything, Krishna is not separate from Radharani. He is meditating on Radharani. That's why the name is given Radha Parthasarathi. Whether he is Parthasarathi, whether he is Dwarkadish or anybody, and the heart of his heart, Radharani is always there. Yes, Prabhuji has a question.
One,
Hare Krishna. I will give one comment. Krishna is perfect in Dwarka, and Krishna is more perfect in Mathura, and Krishna is most perfect in Vrindavan. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan for any time. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that is a perfect thing. So there is similarity and there is diversity. Achintya, Bheda, Abheda. He is there, he is not there. He is still there, he is not there. Okay, Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shukdev Ji Maharaj ki, Hari Bol. Thank you very much.
His Grace Vishwarup Prabhu ki Jai.